What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the non-Akimbo single variants of the Sac3. So if you don't know, the Sac3s are normally Akimbo, and now there are new variants in the game which allow you to use the weapon by itself. In case you're wondering how I got these, I got them from advanced supply drops on the Xbox One, which is where they're currently available. They're not actually available on last-gen platforms, so unfortunately no PS3 and no Xbox 360, and of course, because they're Xbox deal, it will be on PS4 and PC in probably around a month from now. So first, it's right now here on Xbox One, and that's how I got these. And if you want to see how I got them, you can check out the video. I'll link in the description. It's an advanced supply drop opening after opening, I think, 56 advanced supply drops, and we got a bunch of elite weapons and also royalty versions. So definitely check that video if you haven't seen it yet. But this is a brand new submachine gun. It's pretty much a new weapon because it has its own behavior. You can aim down sight, you can reload it, and it acts like a single weapon as opposed to the Akimbo. Honestly, I never, ever use the actual Sac3's Akimbos. I'm just not really a fan of trying to use them. I've never really used them before, and I'm kind of glad I didn't use them because they're not really the best weapons in Advanced Warfare. And being completely honest, the Sac3 by themselves, again, I'm not a fan. I think it's a really bad weapon. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's pretty much nothing really that great you can say about them. They're good at close range, but honestly, they're quite a novelty weapon. They're kind of a cool thing thrown in there, like, hey, you can also use this as single weapons, but honestly, it's never going to compete with the SM1 or KF5, not anytime soon. And but the thing is, they do have pretty good damage up close. They're kind of like shotguns if you think about the ranges. They work very, very well up close and almost deadly, more deadly than other submachine guns at very close ranges. I'm using here the elite version, which is the Introvert, and you can see its stats on screen right now. It's got -2 in accuracy and +2 in fire rate, and there's also another elite version called the Isolated, and that actually has a +3 in damage and -3 in handling. And interestingly enough, I noticed that the two single elite versions of the Sac3 are identical to the two elite versions of the MP11, which are actually very similar weapons. The Squeaker's got +2 in fire rate and it's got -2 in accuracy, which is the same as the Introvert version of the Sac3. And then you've got the Goliath, which has got +3 in damage and -3 in handling, which again is very, very similar to the Isolated version of the Sac3. Some other variants that I've got, you can see right here, are the Solitary, which is a very, very bad weapon, being honest. It's got -2 in accuracy and making it down to a 1, and it's also got +2 in ability, which is kind of a useless stat. And then it's got the Loner as well, which has got -2 in fire rate and +2 in range. That's actually a decent version. It kind of reduces the fire rate, makes it a little bit less crazy, and makes it a little more useful at extended range. It's definitely one of the better versions, I'd say. And you can see this weapon I'm using right here is quite hard to use. I definitely had a hard time getting this gameplay because, like I said, it's very similar to the Squeaker MP11. It just shoots a lot of bullets very quickly, and by itself, the Sac3 single has very, very bad recoil. Like we noticed in the video I made yesterday, even when I got it in the firing range, the first thing I noticed was that it had a very, very bad recoil, and it kind of kicked everywhere. So it's a very inaccurate weapon, very hard to use. I would absolutely not recommend this for anything further than kind of like extended medium range. Like the close range is actually a decent weapon. It melts people pretty quickly, and especially you got the +3 damage versions, it actually does a pretty decent job. But it's kind of like a shotgun, like I said. Very close range, you're going to do some work, but anything like a slightly further, you're just going to get destroyed by an ASM1. It's just not going to happen. And the version I had here is, again, like very similar to the Squeaker in the sense it's got very high fire rate. It does do work at close range, but at longer ranges, you're going to get destroyed. So there has been a look at the brand new Sac3 Introvert, which is an elite version, which allows you to use it non-Akimbo of the Sac3, which is pretty much a new weapon in Advanced Warfare, very similar to the Vector submachine gun we've all had in previous Call of Duty games, but unfortunately it is not as good. But it's a cool weapon to have, and it's cool to have another SMG, which is kind of like optional to use. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what variants you have of the Sac3 and what your thoughts. I'm sure a ton of you guys have these in the comment section. And if you want to see more elite weapons, there's players down in the description for you to watch those videos. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.